All right. Hello, Tracy Koa.
Hello, how are you, Raz?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm excited. I'm great. I'm excited for you to help me walk through my RazScaler new CRM.
Yeah, that's awesome. We are talking about CRMs today, specifically about the version of GoHighLevel that is a CRM platform that you can build a lot of different functionality on top of.
So,
And today we're going to talk about reasons why you need a CRM. What are some of the benefits that you get? What are some of the features that are integrated into this GoHighLevel flavor? And yeah, we're going to give you an overview of what Tracy has at her disposal and how she's going to use it.
I love it. Yeah, great. Thank you for your time. I'm excited.
Absolutely. I'm also excited to talk about this. So let's talk a little bit about the CRM and kind of touch on that side of things inside of GoHighLevel. So
Yep.
what is a CRM, right? CRM is customer relationship management. And I think everybody needs a CRM, even if they don't have a business. You probably want to keep tabs of your conversation, not conversations, but your interactions with people that you meet at various different meetups, or you can even keep track of people's birthdays and have a database of your college classmates and stuff like that. So there are many ways and many reasons why you would need a CRM. But
Yeah.
especially for us in the real estate world, we need a CRM to track our leads, to track private money lenders, to track potential buyers, all sorts
Yep.
of different things, right?
Yeah. I'll interject and say that in my first year of real estate investing, I did not think I needed a CRM, and I didn't. I went with the handy dandy spreadsheet, which was great.
Yeah.
And then I had 100 contacts and 200 contacts and 300 contacts and 1,000 contacts. And while, yes, you can search a spreadsheet, it does not give you anywhere near the capacity to really narrow down and tag different relationships. And the time that I spent, I think, just trying to find information on a spreadsheet it just wasted my time, right? And all that whole time I should have really had a CRM that I was learning to use, get really comfortable with. And now, a year and a half, almost 2 years as a full-time investor, I would have had this beautiful CRM fully customized to my needs that I was very comfortable using, right? But now I'm starting from scratch, and I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball a little, but I know you're going to bring me up to speed. So
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's dive into the main part of CRM, which is contacts. And one of the things that I will say is that in general, GoHighLevel has a lot of functionality. It really tries to cater to a lot of different business and industry verticals. And what I tried to do was to narrow it down to some basic functionality, mostly for real estate investors, or I also work with a few real estate agents who use this. So just keeping it to the basics, and then whenever someone needs additional functionality, then that's something that we can add as well. But let's start with the basics. So some things that you'll see in the menu here are dashboards, which is the page that we're on now, which you can customize. Conversations, which we'll get into as well. Calendars, and then the next one is contacts. So let's go into contacts. And Tracy doesn't have many contacts here because they're just starting out. But let's say that we want to add a new contact. So this is okay. So I will just add. I'll add a test contact here. Testers, and then I'll say I'll add a fake email address. Okay, so I just added a contact to my CRM manually. What
easy.
else I can do is, if you have a spreadsheet, for example, you can also import that into your CRM You just go through this experience here that lets you upload the CSV file. It lets you map the columns from your CSV to columns inside the CRM. It's very visual, very simple to do. And you press a button and you get all your contacts into your CRM.
Love
but
that.
You can also do it manually. And when you add a contact manually, there are of course fields that you can fill out, like their email and their phone number being the most important. You can add a lot of custom fields specific to what you're actually doing. If you're adding private money lenders, then you might want to add information about what is their maximum loan amount that they lend on, what is their preferred loan duration. Do they do less than 12 months? Do they do more than 12 months, right? Things like that. So you have full flexibility on adding that. This is where that information would show up. And here we can see that they provide out of the box a business name, postal code. This is part of the address, but this is where you would be able to add more things. And one of the things that I wanted to touch on is tags. Tags is how you can actually segment your contacts. So if this test contact is a buyer, let's say, we're going to mark them as a buyer, and then we can use that later on when we want to filter our list of contacts. If we want to just look at the buyers or just look at wholesalers or private money lenders, you can do that to organize your data and to retrieve it very quickly, or to target that audience, that segment of your entire database of contacts for a marketing campaign, for example.
And I imagine you can add multiple tags, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So if this person is a buyer and I found them in the amazing Sub2 community, I can do that. And now they're part of they have 2 different tags, and they can be part of 2 different email campaigns that I send just to the Sub2 people or just to my buyer population.
Oh, okay. I think that's great too. If you're a wholesaler or you do dispo of wholesale, that's really helpful too. I imagine you could have all the different states that somebody's buying in, or the cities or something.
Yeah, you can do that. Yes, you can do that through tags, and this is.
Or there's maybe a better way to do that.
There's one way of doing it, yeah, through tags. There's another way to do it with custom fields as well. Like there are multiple options.
Okay.
But yeah,
which is why we hire you to help us actually customize it specifically.
Yeah, I think when it comes to best practices, when it comes to best practices and, what are the trade-offs, like what does it mean that you add it as a tag? Well, that might mean that you can't use it as quickly in an automation or in an email. So, there's some considerations there. But yeah, you can, in terms of structuring it, you can structure it in many different ways.
But if you're new, like when I first started, this would have been perfect. Because like you said, really it was, are you a lender or a borrower? And, that was one, like the major way I would filter right off the bat when I was just private money lending. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. Exactly.
Easy.
All right. So let's look at one other functionality that I think is important here for having conversations with your contacts, right? You usually talk to people, you do follow-ups, right? Whenever you do that, for example, when we are on a call together and we're checking in on each other, maybe we're accountability partners, maybe we're partners on a fix and flip, who knows, right? We might want to take notes about that. And that is something that you can't really do very well on a spreadsheet. You can't take multiple notes or search very easily. So let me show you how you can do that here. You have a tab on the right-hand side of the screen that is notes, and you can add a note and say, we talked about the updates on our Florida fix and flip, right? And I saved the note to capture the conversation that we had. It timestamps it. We know when it happened. We know who added it, and so on and so forth. This is also a great way if you have multiple people, if you have a team, right? Yeah. And you have to follow up with a lead. then another person in the team can come here. Someone takes a sick day, and they need to follow up on that day with the lead. Then they can read the notes, right? So it's one way to capture this information centrally. So I wanted to tell you about the note taking functionality. And then the other one is the tasks, which are helpful when you're doing follow-ups to set reminders for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Say that you did talk to this person who was a lead and you wanted to follow up with them a week later to see if they're any warmer now, right? So you could create a task and say, follow up about being ready to buy, right? Whatever. You can add description here. You can assign a person.
Oh, neat.
And you can also choose a time when you want to follow up. So say you want to follow up on the 19th, so in a week from now, you would save this. And now this is a task that you can actually track. And you can
get. Oh, wow. Does this show up on my Google Calendar that I've connected?
It doesn't show up on your Google Calendar. You can connect it such that it does, and it sends you reminders, but it doesn't show up right away. One way that we can do it for you to see it right away is if we go to dashboard. We can either add another widget here, or we can create a separate dashboard, which is what I'm going to do, that I'm going to call my tasks.
That's cool.
And over here, I will add a widget.
Wow, this is so neat and easy.
Yeah, it's really clicking around.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
There it is, right? It's the task that we added. It gives you the information about the contact, says who it's assigned to, and it tells you what the task is about. You click on it, and it takes you directly to the contact, right? And now you have it on your dashboard.
Yeah.
And you can make it your default dashboard if that's what you want to look at. You can filter by who it's assigned to, sort by the days, by the due dates, and so on. And this could be the start of your day, right? You could organize your follow-ups in here, and whenever you go in here, you know who you need to follow up with, or what are the tasks that you need to do in relation to your contacts, right? So this is I
like that.
Yeah, this is the C of the CRM, right?
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, cool. I really do like this, because right now what I do is I put, an event in my calendar, my Google Calendar, and then I have to open that to see the tasks. Well, the problem with that is I'm very visual. And so I see that, oh yeah, I need to follow up, but I don't see the urgency because I don't see the actual tasks, right? And so it's easy to be like, I'll get back to that. Where if I were using this on a regular basis this way, I could have my calendar and this side by side, and I could really be focusing on this as far as here's how you're making money, right? The other stuff is, maybe can wait, but this is like the follow-up that makes you money.
Exactly. Yeah. And the part about the calendar is that it's great that you have those in a calendar rather than not have them at all, or have them on a piece of paper. But
that's a good point. I have it everywhere.
Yeah. If you have a busy day and that day passes and you haven't followed up, like, where do you see those tasks, right? Because the moment that the day is gone, you have to go back to your calendar and then have to remember what day was it, right? So this is
that's actually very true.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time at the end of the day. I go through my day, which is helpful because I can capture the places where, you were supposed to do this. What were you doing when you didn't do that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that takes time. And then you have to move it to the next day, and you've got to find a spot to fit it in the next day. So this will definitely save time. That's super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on, and I'll show you a few more things that you can do here. So let's talk about the calendar. This actually replaces your Calendly, and I want to show you a bit about that. Yeah. So Tracy, you have a calendar set up here called Co-Living Connections. One of the nice things about this is you can create as many as you want, as many calendars as you want, no limitation. you can have calendars for various people in the team if you want to.
Yeah.
And you can customize this. So let's go over some of the customization here. So Tracy, you added an awesome photo here. You added some description about the calendar. And this is something that people will see when they book an event with you. You can also add this as a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet meeting if you want to. You can customize your availability. And you can also make these paid. If you are, for example, if you are doing some sort of, if you're consulting, yes, then you can actually request payment before someone can book.
Ooh, I like that.
Which is a great feature to have. Yours is not enabled probably because you don't have an integration with Stripe to actually accept the payment, which you can do through GoHighLevel.
Okay.
But you can absolutely do that. And
that's very cool.
Yeah. And once you have that, now your calendar is something that you can share. And let's actually take a look at your calendar. You can share it by sharing this link that gets generated and is specific to you. So you can see your, oh, looks like you're not available. You can easily connect it with your Google Calendar.
That's in May. You can go, if you want to actually walk through it, you could go to, no, go the other direction.
It didn't find anything. That's why it went to me. Yeah. I think your calendar is probably blocking it.
Maybe I am actually, I'm usually pretty booked up.
Yeah.
I only go 2 months out, and I maybe just don't have any appointments. That could be.
Yeah. So the way you do it is you connect it to your calendar, and you mark what the conflicts are, and then it reads it off based on your Google Calendar availability. So.
Oh, okay. I know why that is then, because it is different on Calendly. Yep. Okay. I bet if do you want to try really quick if I undo something?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try this. Let's go to the 19th, and give me just a sec.
Oh, you're holding up.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Try it now. Will you try the 19th? See if any time comes up. I'm just curious if that's it. No. Okay.
No.
Okay. That wasn't it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very likely that it's blocked on your Google Calendar, which is why it's not doing. But yeah,
probably.
you have your calendar here. You can add it. You can share it as it is. You can also add it as a page on a website and share it. If you have a domain that you like to use, you can do tracykoa.com/book, and that can be a link to that calendar.
Oh, yep, I love it.
Yeah. So that is actually a good segue for us to talk about the other feature that you can benefit from, but again, at no additional cost. It just comes with the platform on GoHighLevel, which is being able to build your websites and to host your websites here. So you have a website that is pretty basic. It's a starter website. And we have a calendar here. So it's White Lotus Cap, co-living connections. This is not actually set up. So let's have a look and see how we can enable that. And this might not be something that you want to leave open, but.
Yeah, but that's okay to mess around with it right now for sure.
Yeah, here it is as a calendar on a website. I just had to hit publish on it. So yeah, cool. Now it's under your domain, whitelotuscap.com/co-living. And yeah, you can share that with people. And what it took for us to add it here is this. This is a blank page.
Yeah.
That we added a piece of text to. And then we went and added a new element. And from the new elements, we're selecting calendar, dragging and dropping, selecting the calendar we want to use.
Boom.
Hitting save and publish. And it's done.
Yeah, that's amazing.
If you have another calendar that you want to use, or say this is for co-living only. Say that you create another calendar for your one-on-one calls that are not co-living related.
Right.
Well, clone this page.
Wow.
It's taking a few seconds. We go to settings. We rename it to one-on-one with Tracy, and we say one-on-ones.
Wow.
Update.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That is a huge savings, because I think you'll find, especially if you're new, maybe not this second, but eventually you really do need multiple calendars, because you're going to find that you give a lot of time back to the community, right? You want to support new people coming on. And so I call those my one-on-ones. They're usually a little 20, 30-minute block of time. But then I have, relationships that I have with someone like you, right? And I want to get in with you, right? I mean, you saw this calendar that we're looking at is my kind of one-on-one. And I probably do not have any appointments available until probably the end of March at this point. So I don't want to give that to you, right? You're like, hey, Tracy, can we connect about something? Sure, Raz, here, we can talk in 3 months, right?
Yeah.
So, right, you have, different topics, right? Like co-living, my focus. So if you're coming to me for co-living, I might just want that. So this is great, because I pay a lot of money for Calendly to have access to do all the different have multiple calendars.
Yeah, exactly. And not only the money part, but also being able to manage all of this in one place, not having it scattered. Like you use Calendly, you use Google Calendar and your other tools, right? It becomes overwhelming really quickly. And
I mean, I have so many. I've got, Calendly, and I've got JotForm, and I have, DocuSign, and I don't know, I can't even write, and Google this, and I mean, so many things. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, I think this is very good value, right? To be able to have your websites, and the website builder is, if you're familiar with something like WordPress, like they're all very much the same, like in terms of the functionality. There is a lot of stuff that is available online in terms of tutorials, training material, and so on. And if you really don't want to deal with this at all, just talk to someone like me or someone else in the community who is focusing on this, and we can help you out, right? This is our bread and butter.
I have my VA set up mine.
Yeah.
And it did it very quickly. It came out really nice.
It is quick. There's a short learning curve.
Well, what I was going to say is, but there were some tweaks that she did have to reach out to you for. So, in the long run, I don't know, it probably would have ended up costing me the same, because it ended up taking her longer than she'd anticipated. But before I forget, I want to say, if people listening to this in the future, White Lotus Cap is not my website any longer. So if you want to find me, if you're doing co-living and you're interested in connecting, I'm at tracykoa.com. Just had to put that in there for future viewers.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. This is evergreen content.
That's right.
We will probably do another recording to show maybe this is the before, and we'll do an after recording as well to show how your CRM has evolved over time. And right now you don't have the Tracy Koa domain linked, but you will get there.
But I will, yeah.
All right, let me show you one other thing that you can do, because this is something that a lot of people need, and I just want to make sure that people know that this is something they can add here fairly quickly. A common theme is you want to have some sort of a landing page, right? Whether that is to share a free resource like an ebook, or to allow people to enter their information to get on a buyer's list, or a lender list, something like that, right?
Yeah, so important. Yep.
What is common to all of those is that you need some sort of a form, and it's this easy to add your form. Again, drag and drop, and then select one of the forms. I don't know what form this is, but okay, here it is. You have something that captures basic information. again, save and publish, and you are good to go. You
Wow.
can customize this. They also recently, GoHighLevel at the platform level, they added form templates. So if you really don't want to go and muck around with the styles and the colors,
Yeah.
you don't have to. Just choose one that is available. If
Oh,
you're like me and you want to nerd out on stuff like that, you can change the colors
love
here, right? You can add various images. You can change a lot of different things, right?
wow, that's cool.
But if you don't, keep it simple. Use a template. Use something like this, black text on white background, then maybe add a color to the button. Like, let's say that we want to change this to bright red here. We can do that. Hit save, and it's done.
Wow.
Right? So very, very quick and easy, very visual stuff. I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I opened that in a new page. Okay, so I'm not going to save this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to exit out of that. So we talked about the calendar, we talked about the website and the forms. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention as well, I briefly touched on that at the beginning, is sending emails.
Right.
Sending emails to specific audiences.
Yeah.
Very common thing that we have to do.
Yeah, very important.
You can choose from a bunch of pre-made templates. If you don't want to hire a VA to design a nice HTML template for you, you can do that. Or you can just keep it simple and do a text-based email, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You can do a plain text editor, for example, if you want to, as I said, keep it very simple. And I will show you in a second how you can actually send an email out to a specific audience.
So cool.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a while to load.
It happens.
It happens.
So the forms, right, that we just looked at, that would sort of replace JotForm, right? Which is, I would typically build a JotForm, embed that into a link on the site. Am I right? That kind of
that completely replaces JotForm. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Again, that just goes back to like, how many websites do I need? How many like accounts do I need to have at different places to get all this stuff? Yeah,
exactly. All right. So now that we loaded this, I just refreshed it. I want to show you that you can design emails, and this is just very simple. It's text, but you can do what you saw in the website builder with the images and the dragging and drop. And someone recently asked me if you can embed videos in an email that you send like that, and you can. Absolutely. If you have a Loom or a YouTube video that you want to send out as a marketing campaign, you can do that.
Oh, I really like that. I'm definitely getting better at making Looms and small videos, because that really captures your just the essence of what you're saying. It captures your tone of voice and your mannerisms, and that all makes a big difference. Okay, that's very cool.
Yep. So one of the things that I want to draw your attention to here is that you can have dynamic content. So that means you can address people by name, right? You can say hi, and this is a placeholder that will get filled when the email gets sent, right? And you can use all the things that you captured about that contact, including the custom information. So if you had something like, you have something called project description here, right? So you can say you reached out in the past about project description. I'm following up to schedule a call. Here is my calendar. And
oh my gosh.
the whitelotuscap.com/one-on-ones, right? Link that we just created.
Yep.
And you can go ahead and send that. You can send it immediately. You can schedule it.
Oh, I like, yep.
You can enter the email address that you want to schedule it from, a subject line that you can now also generate with AI here. Pretty convenient. And then you can also
right there. That's so cool.
Right here.
Cool.
And you can also when you choose the recipient, you can choose contacts individually if you want to. You can create smart lists. Why are these smart lists? They are lists based out of the tags that grow dynamically, right? So you add a user, we added a user today, right? As a sub 2. You import all your contacts, and you can create a list that says just my sub 2 list. Now tomorrow you import your few hundred contacts that you have from sub 2. Well, your list is going to grow with that. And when you send an email today, it's going to send to one person. But when you send an email tomorrow, it's going to send to 300 people, right? So that's what we can do here.
Okay.
With the list, similar with the tags. So we would choose, and we see the tags that we created.
Yep.
We click sub 2, and then we review and send, and the email gets sent out.
That's really neat.
And then you can go into, and this is an email marketing campaign. And what's typical of email marketing campaigns is that you get statistics. So you get to actually see how many of these emails were actually delivered, right? Do they have the right emails, or do they have addresses that are no longer valid? How many people opened? How many people clicked around, right? So you get some nice insights from here.
Yeah, and again, it's just in one place. I really like that a lot. I feel like I spend a lot of time during my day toggling between different sites, different, platforms that I use. So I think that was one of the big things that kind of sold me on this, to be honest.
All right, so we talked about contacts, we talked about emails. I want to talk about one last thing and then summarize things.
I love it.
So the other thing that I think differentiates a CRM like GoHighLevel in terms of website building, landing page, and so on from any other tools that you might consider for building your website or your landing page is that it's not just a static website. Most of the times you want to engage with people, you want to capture some information. Once you do, that's where the magic actually happens, right? What happens after you capture that information?
Yeah, exactly.
And that part is something that you can do in the automation part, which is very rich in GoHighLevel. And I see you already have one. And this is the part that I want us to talk about, which is what happens if someone submits a form.
I was going to ask that. Okay, this is great. I love this. Yeah.
So you can do a lot of things, and this is the part where I can help because these things can get pretty complex. But
yeah, I'm not trying to do this.
Yeah, they do make it fairly visual. So let's just go through this.
Which is nice. Yeah.
So what triggers this automation or this workflow, which is fancy word for saying a sequence of steps, right? Is that the form gets submitted, and you can select which form, right? This is what you've done here.
Got it. Yep.
And then you select actions, and you can chain these actions. So one of the things that you've done was, I'm going to add a tag that is called portfolio buyer prospect. Okay, great. So whenever someone submits this, they get into my database as a contact, and they have this tag added. Okay, that's great. But what else could I do? Well, I can click here, and you can see all these actions that you can take here, right? A lot of them, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Very quickly can get overwhelmed. But let's say that we want to search. Yeah, we can search. Let's say that you want to get notified whenever someone submits this. Well, you can create an internal notification of type email. Let's say you can do it as an SMS or a notification. This gives you a notification inside the CRM.
Okay.
So let's just do email for now. And you can say that the name here is from the system, right? The CRM system, or you can do whatever you want. This is an email to you, right? Yeah. For the email, we can use some fancy syntax here and say it's from the location email. There's just a fancy way of saying it's the email, like the system email that you registered with.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And then you can send it to a custom email. So let's say that's your email. Something like this, right? And then the subject is a new contact submitted the landing page form. And this is an email that you will get, and you can capture some information that you got from them. So you can say that the contact name is this, that their email is this, just for you to see it right away in your email.
Right away.
Right?
Yeah.
Hi, Tracy, someone submitted
I love that I'm writing myself an email.
Yeah, a landing page form. Here are the details, right? And you can, of course, capture all the fields that you asked for in the form. You hit save.
That's pretty cool.
Had a typo there. Okay. You hit save and you are done. That's it. Now you sent yourself an email. You can do a bunch of other things. You can move things around. You can send SMS. You can have an integration with Slack if that's what you use. Lots of different things that you can do here. Can get complex depending on your scenario. I would say most people would need to
hire somebody to help
to tag these, right? To be able to classify them and send out notifications. Either, hey, thank you for submitting my form. Here is the free ebook that I'm giving you. Here is the link. Go and download it. You can.
Well, and I see integration with Instagram and Messenger.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a place that I get overwhelmed really quickly.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to learn more about. Maybe the next video we do about integrations like that. I don't think that would be something I would try to do myself, but
yeah, I would say if you're starting out, then definitely reach out and get some help. Yeah. Again, it's a question of, do you want to invest in learning this yourself? If you do, then there are resources available that help you to do that. There are plenty of websites that talk about how you can configure this. But if you don't, if you want it done for you, then contact someone like me, and I would be happy to help.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that.
All right, cool. So that is what I wanted to show you, kind of an overview of GoHighLevel. What is a CRM? A lot of things that you get with this that are maybe not what you would think that you would get with a CRM, like hosting, email sending, right? There are specific tools out in the market for that.
Yeah.
And speaking of tools that are out there, I just wanted to show you this comparison here of the costs that you're saving by using a tool like this, right? So what we talked about today, Calendly, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the tools, $10 a month. JotForm, having forms with complex things like conditional logic if you need that. Custom fields, all those things.
Yeah.
$39 a month.
That's
Mailchimp to send emails, $13.
That's right.
Spreadsheet to host things, $23.
Yep.
Zapier to be able to build those workflows of what happens when someone submits a form, send an email to XYZ, $20 a month. Yep. DocuSign, we didn't get to talk about this, but you can also do signing, document signing inside of GoHighLevel for free without limitations on how many documents you send.
That's right. Yep.
So
when you showed me this, it's like a no-brainer because I have all of these and I feel like I even pay more for Calendly. I probably, sometimes I get the version that I don't need because I don't know which one I actually need. Right.
Yeah. And not to mention all of these tools and the separate billing and everything, but it's also having to go to the different places for all these things. And you want to update something in your workflow. Now you have to remember that you have to go to JotForm and to Zapier, right? So you have to go to two different tools.
I'll have like 5 browsers open just to change one thing, right? Yeah. It's like, I got to go here to do that thing, to make that thing happen, then go over here to update that. I mean, it's like, again, it's all comes down to time, right? If you, in Owners Club, Pace had us do that exercise where we figured out what our hourly rate really is. Like, what is my time worth per hour? And that was really eye-opening because
absolutely,
even if it's just 20, 30 minutes a day that I'm spending moving around from site to site, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because I'm worth a lot, and that's a lot of money.
It adds up. Absolutely. Yeah. And not to mention that it just drains you, and it's doing that context switching from one to the other is you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, right?
No.
So yeah, just to go back to this, all of this that we listed here adds up to $130 in monthly costs. And if you go with my version of GoHighLevel with RazScaler, that is starting at $57. I have multiple different plans for different needs, right? Some people might need more of a done for you option, and I have that as well.
Okay.
But the entry level starts at $57 a month. So you get all of this integrated. Wow. And what I just showed you, what we went through was exactly my version of GoHighLevel that is a bit simplified. I think that's a pretty good deal.
It's tremendous. And you just mentioned the fact that it is simplified. And I think that's very helpful because I had looked into GoHighLevel before connecting with you on it. And I think I had the free trial or something like that. And it was a little overwhelming because, one, sure, there's some videos, but I didn't have somebody to kind of walk me through what was going on. And there was just more than I needed, right? Yeah. And so I love that. And then if people go with this version, but then want to hire you to help do different integrations, they can do that, correct?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Or can they a different, oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, we start by having an onboarding call, and that's when we discuss what are some of the needs. And of course, we get in touch and we discuss what are the growth opportunities.
Okay. That's outstanding. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, and Tracy, you have a special link for this, right?
I do. That's right. Yeah. So if you want to learn more about how I'm using RazScaler, or you want to just hear my experience, you want to know about the amazing Raz. I've worked with him on a lot of projects. I absolutely enjoy our time together. You are such a brilliant person, and yet you have the ability to dumb it down for me, and I'm really grateful. Because, well, not everybody, I mean, truly, you are a very, very bright person. And I mean, you're brilliant. You really are. Like, the things that you think of are just mind blowing to me. And sometimes people at your level don't know how to talk to somebody like myself that is not technical. You know, this is a lot of what you're talking about. I only recognize and understand because we've had side conversations for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate that. And I think that's a great skill that you bring. Awesome. Okay, so people can reach out to me. You can find me on all social media platforms at Tracy Koa, TracyKoa. DM me on Instagram, much easier. And if you forget that it's called RazScaler, you can just say, GoHighLevel or CRM or, we'll figure it out.
We're of course putting the link in the description, your special link that actually gives people some perks when they sign up. So
good point. Good point. Yeah, I'm grateful for that. And then if people want to reach out to you directly, how do they find you?
Well, you can navigate directly to razscaler.com/CRM.
There you go.
And that's where you can read more about this, get in touch with me. I have an email address over there. And
I love it.
That's it.
Thank you so
much, Tracy.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to just walk me through all this. I think it'll be helpful for people that, are interested in getting a CRM and don't really know where to begin. That's cool.
Perfect. Yeah. And we'll do another one to follow up on your journey and how you grew your CRM and kind of share a testimonial after using it for a while.
That's right. Yep. We'll do it. I love it. Let's wait till after Squad Up Summit.
Absolutely.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out. That's
You'll have a bunch of contacts after Squad Up Summit for sure.
I will have a lot of new contacts. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Cool. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Raz.